But she do not come out. Instead she laugh. Na 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 na, she say. I am not exaggerate. Millions of children in China, not one act like this. Sophie, I say, now, come out now. But she knows she in big trouble. She know if she come out what will happen next. So she do not come out. I am 68, Chinese age almost 70. How can I crawl under there to catch her? Impossible. So I yell, yell. What happened? Nothing. I hate you, she yell. I hate you, Meanie. Meanie is my new name these days. Long time ago, long time this goes on, long, long time. The foxhole is deep, you cannot see too much. You don't know where there's bottom. You cannot hear too much either. If she do not yell, you cannot even know she is still there or not. After a while, getting cold out, getting dark out. No one left in playground, only us. Sophie, I say, how did you become stubborn like this? I am go home without you now. I try to use a stick, chase her out of there, and once or twice I hit her, but she still do not come out. So finally I leave. I go outside the gate. Bye bye, I say. I go home now. But she still do not come out. Do not come out. Now is dinner time. Sky is black. I think maybe I should go get help. But how can I leave a little girl by herself in a playground? A bad man could come. A rat could come. I could go back in to see what happened to Sophie. What if she have a shovel is making a tunnel to escape? Sophie, I say. No answer. Sophie. I don't know if she alive. I don't know if she's fall asleep down there. If she's crying, I cannot hear her. So I take the stick and poke. Sophie, I say, I promise I no hit you. Come out, I give you lollipop. No answer. By now I worried what to do, what to do, what to do. I poke some more, even harder, so that I'm poking and poking when my daughter and John suddenly appear. What are you doing? What is going on? Say my daughter. Put down that stick, say my daughter. You are crazy, say my daughter. John go under the structure into foxhole to rescue Sophie. She fell asleep, says John the expert. She okay. That is one big foxhole. Now Sophie's crying, crying. Sophie, my daughter say, hugging her, are you all right, Peanut? Are you okay? She's just scared, say John. Are you okay? I say too. I don't know what happened, I say. She's okay, say John. He's not like my daughter, full of questions. He is full of answers until we get home and can see by the lamplight. Will you look at her? He yelled then. What the hell happened? Bruises all over her brown skin and one swollen up eye. You are crazy, say my daughter. Look what you did. You are crazy. I try very hard, I say. How could you use a stick? I told you to use your words. She is hard to handle, I say. She's 3 years old. You cannot use a stick. She is not like any Chinese girl I ever saw, I say. I brush some sand off my clothes. Sophie's clothes are dirty too, but at least she has her clothes on. Has she done this before? Asked my daughter. Has she hit you before? She hits me all the time, Sophie say, eating ice cream. Your family, say John. Believe me, say my daughter. A daughter I have, a beautiful daughter. I took care of her when she could not hold her head up. I took care of her before she could argue with me when she was a little girl with two pigtails, one of them always crooked. I took care of her when we have to escape from China. I took care of her when we live in a country with cars everywhere. If you're not careful, your little girl get run over. When my husband die, I promise him I will keep the family together, even though it was just two of us, hardly a family at all. But now my daughter take me around to look at apartment. After all, I can cook, I can clean. There is no reason I cannot live by myself. All I need is a telephone. Of course she is sorry. Sometimes she cry. I am the one to say everything will be okay. She say she have no choice. She do not want to end up divorced. I say divorce is terrible. I don't know who invented this terrible idea. Instead of live with telephone though, surprise I come to live with Bess. Imagine that. Bess make an offer and sure enough, where she come from, people mean for you to move in when they say things like that. A crazy idea, go to live with someone else's family. But she liked to have some female company, not like my daughter who do not believe in female company. These days when my daughter visits she do not bring Sophie. Bess say we should give Natty time. We should see Sophie again soon. But seems like my daughter have no more presentation than ever before. Every time she comes she have to leave. I have a family to support, she say. I have a young daughter and a depressed husband and no one to turn to. When she say no one to turn to, she means me. These days my beautiful daughter is so tired she can just sit there in a chair and fall asleep. John lost his job again already, but still they rather hire a babysitter than ask me to help, even though they cannot afford it. Of course the new babysitter is much younger, can run around. I don't know if Sophie these days is wild or not. She call me Meanie, but she like to kiss me too sometimes. I remember that every time I see a child on TV, Sophie like to grab my hair, a fistful in each hand, and then kiss me smack on the nose. I never saw any other child kissed that way. The satellite TV have so many channels, more channels than I can count, including a Chinese channel from the mainland and a Chinese channel from Taiwan. But most of the time I watch bloopers with Bess. I also watch the bird feeder, so many, many kinds of birds come. The Shia sons hang around all the time asking when I will go home, but Bess tell them, get lost. She's a permanent resident, Bess say. She isn't going anywhere. Then she wink at me and switch the channel with the remote control. Of course I shouldn't say Irish this, Irish that, especially now that I'm honorary Irish myself according to Bess. Me? Who's Irish, I say. She laugh. All the same, if I could mention one thing about some of the Irish, not all of them, of course, I like to mention this. Their talk just stick. I don't know how Bess Shia learned to use her words, but sometimes I hear what she say a long time later. Permanent resident, not going anywhere. Over and over I hear it. The voice of Bess. The end.